You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Hollywood to Highland. Even before her latest trip to Hollywood for an appearance on The Ellen Show, Lauren Gray was planning her next performance to benefit the HHS Music Department, March 9th, at the A.L. Hudson Memorial Center in Highland. More than 700 friends and family from the Spring River area joined Lauren, the Pocahontas native and Hardy resident, for the evening's celebration of music, raising over $5,000 for the Highland High School music program. We were very excited to be approached by our school administration about the Lauren Gray benefit concert, Hope Bruner, co-director for the instrumental music department, said. It was totally unexpected. It's always great when someone calls you and says, "Hey, we'd like to have a benefit to help you out." The funds gained from the benefit will be split between the theater, choral, and instrumental departments for Highland High School. We're going to use part of the money to replace some funds that had been pulled from the budget for the Dallas trip, choral director France Self said. Any surplus we have, I'm going to set aside for the next big thing we do. We're constantly trying to get the kids out there and broaden their horizons. The doors opened at 5:30 p.m. and several volunteers set up tables offering merchandise for sale to help raise additional funds. I wanted to thank the vendors for supporting the kids with the koozies, calendars and backpacks, and all the sponsors, Lauren Gray said. The school janitor at the end was so sweet. I felt bad for him having to clean the gym by himself. While attendees patiently waited for her arrival, Lauren took a few minutes to spend time with some of her fans on the floor behind the scenes. My favorite part was the kids. I want to thank them for coming and making my night, Lauren said, referring to a presentation made by 3 multiply disabled children, 2 of them accompanied by their parents, before the show began. The children came to present Lauren with flowers, and to spend some time hanging out with their hero, according to the parents. One of the 3 even presented Lauren with a donation to help her in her success. The kids giving me those flowers made my whole night, Lauren said. I love kids. Mom always thought that's what I should have done when I was trying to figure out what to do with my life, Lauren recalled. I always wanted to do music, but I always loved special education. When Lauren had finished on the floor, she made her grand entrance from behind the crowd, greeting fans as they rose to their feet, cheering and congratulating her as she made her way to the floor. When I was walking down the stairs and everyone started screaming, I immediately started getting emotional, Lauren said. As she began the evening's performance, the crowd roared with excitement, some singing along with Lauren as she sang, while others gathered to dance on the floor to their favorite songs. Several songs into the concert, Lauren took a break to recognize her mom. I could hardly talk when I was trying to talk about Mom, Lauren said. It was kind of an emotional roller coaster for me because I've been sick. It was so much fun. I just wish I would have been less sick and a little less emotional. After the performance was over, Lauren autographed items purchased at the event to help raise money for the school's music program. I'm so thankful that Lauren was able to be here and do it, and the turnout was wonderful, Debbie Gray said. When Beth Bess had a benefit and John Hama had one, people came to support them. It's wonderful how people love to come and donate, and support their community, and can enjoy music like that. According to theater director Shona Covington, the concert will help to open doors for the theater department. The funds will allow us to grow our theater department, Covington said. I loved seeing how excited the area kids were about having the concert. You could just feel their excitement.
You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Pawn ticket punched. A Cave City teen ended up empty-handed and bruised after an attempted break-in March 6th. A failed attempt to break into the Cave City pawn shop led to a high-speed chase through Cave City March 6th, at approximately 2:30 a.m., when Sharp County Deputy Mike Baldwin responded to a call after Central Dispatch was alerted by an entry door alarm at the store. Baldwin met with a witness, who stated they heard a subject kicking in the front door of the pawn shop, before taking off in a white Dodge Caravan, adding that they had seen the vehicle headed down West Center Street. Baldwin proceeded to search for the vehicle, and identified it shortly thereafter, and attempted to stop the vehicle. The suspect took off at a high rate of speed and Baldwin pursued the vehicle to the intersection of West Center and Cold Creek, at which point the vehicle turned around and headed toward town, nearly hitting Cave City Police Officer David Edwards head-on. The chase continued as the suspect vehicle ran through a stop sign and a stoplight. After unsuccessfully attempting to turn onto Gravel Pit Road, The vehicle continued east on Highway 230. According to the report, approximately 1 mile east of Cave City limits, Deputy Baldwin attempted to pass, but was sideswiped by the suspect's vehicle, before the suspect lost control of the vehicle, leaving the roadway and overturning several times. Once the vehicle came to rest, Deputy Baldwin identified the driver as Tyler George, 18, of Cave City, and a 15-year-old male passenger. Both were taken into custody. During an interview with George, he advised officers that he had kicked in the door at the pawn shop, and that he had stolen a firearm from a vehicle on Flat Rock Road. He also stated that he had smoked marijuana that day and was playing chicken when officers were chasing him. An affidavit has been prepared on George for 1-count commercial burglary, a Class C felony, 1-count breaking or entering, a Class D felony, 1-count theft of property, a Class D felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class D felony, and 1 count of fleeing, a Class D felony. George is currently being held in the Sharp County Jail awaiting a first appearance.
You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Bald eagle found dead. Although eagles are no longer on the ESL, they are still protected by the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act by Lawrence Siebert. A bald eagle was found dead in a tree near the Spring River east of Hardy March 8 by a local resident. Once Hardy Police Chief Ernie Rose was called, he contacted Game Warden Steve Taylor to go investigate the scene. It was in a tree about 15 feet up, lodged between a fork and one of the branches on the tree, Taylor explained, also noting that it appeared the eagle had been deceased between 4 and 5 days. It was found on some private land east of Hardy, and I couldn't tell if it had been shot or died of natural causes, Taylor said. I consider it an ongoing investigation. Although bald eagles have been removed from the endangered species list, they are still protected by the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act. According to a survey by the Corps of Engineers, in 1984 fewer than 200 bald eagles were spotted during the survey. Since that time, volunteers working with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission held another survey in 1996 showing over 1,000 bald eagles throughout the state. Taylor explained that even though eagles are no longer on the ESL, they are still a vital part to America's foundation and a fascinating creature. They are a unique bird on their own. They mate for life and they will always be together, Taylor said. They are our national bird and one of our largest birds. We do try to protect them. There is or was a nest just across the road down on the Spring River. From where it was found, I would think it would be one of those two from the nest. The Eagle Act 16 U.S.C. 668-668C was enacted in 1940, and has since been amended several times. The Act prohibits anyone, without a permit issued by the Secretary of the Interior, from taking bald eagles, including their parts, nests, or eggs. Taylor explained that enforcement of the law is taken seriously. Both criminal and civil penalties apply for persons who take, possess, sell, purchase, barter, offer to sell, purchase or barter, transport, export or import, at any time or any manner, any bald eagle or any golden eagle, alive or dead, or any part, nest, or egg thereof. The legal definition of take can actually be as simple as disturbing an active nest. According to Arkansas Game and Fish, disturb includes anything that causes, or is likely to cause, injury to an eagle, nest abandonment, or any substantial interference with normal breeding, feeding, or sheltering behavior. As part of his investigation, Game Warden Taylor said, "If you have any information about the eagle that was found near Hardy, please contact the Hardy Police Department or the Sharp County Sheriff's Department."
You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Hatchet job foiled. A Hardy man was arrested March 6 after an area resident discovered him allegedly trying to steal an air conditioning unit. by Lawrence Siebert. Lawrence Wally Gooden, 37, of Hardy, was arrested March 6, after he was caught attempting to steal an air conditioner from a residence near Sycamore Park. The attempted theft was discovered by an area resident by chance, as they were driving down 9 Mile Ridge Road. Barry Lowe and his friend Devin Draper were heading to get a load of hay, when they heard a noise coming from a friend's home. We were headed by when we looked at the house, because it had been broken into a month ago, and belongs to a friend of ours, Lowe said. Devin heard a hissing sound coming from the house, so we stopped, and backed up to check it out. After looking at the residence, Lowe explained they were able to identify the sound was coming from the air conditioner, and it appeared that Freon was leaking from the hoses after being tampered with. As soon as we figured out what the sound was, I said I bet someone was trying to steal that AC. No sooner had the words left my mouth, when Devin pointed behind the house and said, "There he goes," Lowe said. According to Lowe, Gooden had taken off through a field back toward the Spring River, so he and Draper drove to the bridge. Draper stayed at the bridge to watch and see if Gooden came down that way, at which point Draper called Hardy Police Chief Ernie Rose to inform him of the situation, while Lowe walked back to the house. Draper noted that there was a white truck waiting on the far side of the bridge that took off once he pulled up. While Draper was guarding the bridge, I went back to the house and walked behind to see if he was still there, Lowe said. I walked through the field and ended up behind him, while he was low in the grass. Once Lowe had spotted the suspect, he told him to stay where he was and drew his gun. Gooden turned around, pulling out his hatchet, which he had used to cut the lines of the air conditioner. When he drew the hatchet, I almost shot him. He said he was throwing it away, but in that moment, it was too close for comfort. Lowe noted that just seconds after Gooden threw down the hatchet, Chief Rose walked up behind him and took control of the situation. Lowe lowered and holstered his weapon, and Gooden was taken into custody. Gooden was taken into custody by Chief Rose and sent to the Fulton County Jail. Reportedly, once at the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, Detective Joe Boshiers of the Fulton County Sheriff's Department interviewed Gooden. Gooden stated that the driver of the white truck was Jerry Clemens, and was meant to be the getaway vehicle for Gooden. According to reports, Gooden told officers that Clemens had called him and told him where a central heat and air unit was that they could take. Gooden also stated that Clemens drove him to the residence and told him to have it ready to be picked up. Gooden explained that a guy had driven up on him while he was trying to steal the air conditioner, and heard the air conditioner leaking from where he had cut the lines. Gooden stated he had run off so he wouldn't be caught, and that the man drove up the road, turned around and came back to the residence. Gooden went on to note that the man walked over to where he was hiding and had a gun, and had told him to freeze, and that the cops had been called. Gooden stated that he and Clemens were going to take the air conditioning unit to sell for scrap metal. According to an ACIC history of Gooden, he has been convicted of 4 or more prior felonies, and can be charged as a habitual offender.
Thanks for listening to Spring River Chronicle Audio on the Go. Be sure to subscribe to the paper and check us out online at myspringriver.com.